Evident in your daily commute, or just by looking at the signs around. Many of you keep sending me pictures of gas signs. Gas prices, they are sky high, not yet at record highs set 3 years ago, but brace yourselves because they're apparently about to get there. Gas is up another 5 cents this week, now selling for a nationwide average of $3.84 a gallon. But in 6 states, the average price is already over that $4 mark. Take a look at that. Hawaii and California, $4.48 and $4.20 a gallon. Many fear those $4 signs could quickly turn into $5, and with good reason. And if that happens, well, let's go to Rick Newman, Chief Business Correspondent for U.S. News and World Report. Rick, good to see you. Let's both take a look at this poll that's out today. So if gas were to hit $5 a gallon, here's the number that Deloitte found. 78% of Americans surveyed said they would consider buying an electric vehicle. To my question to you, sir, is why is the $5 mark this apparent tipping point for folks to leave their cars behind and go electric?
You know, in 2008, we thought $3 gas would be a tipping point. It turned out not to be. $4 gas did turn out to be a major tipping point in 2008. It really bummed people out. And now we're talking, we think we're going to get back to $4, so we're talking that $5 may be the new threshold at which we say, holy cow, we have to do something about this. We've never seen $5 gas, obviously, Brooke, and I'm not sure that's going to happen this summer, but if it were to happen, it would just be a huge freak-out factor for people. Gas prices have a huge effect on consumer psychology, more than the price of almost anything else in the economy. Gas doesn't make up that much of the typical family's monthly spending, but we see that those prices advertised everywhere, and when we keep driving past those signs with those awful numbers, it just reinforces the idea that something must really be wrong.
Well, you mentioned the $5 mark maybe is the freak-out factor, but there's another freak-out factor, and that's also, the price of electric cars. The other part of the polls, Americans don't want to pay, any premium for electric vehicles, and according to this study, half said they are not willing to pay any more. President Obama just so happened to be addressing the high cost of electric vehicles today. I don't know if you saw, he was in Virginia. Let's listen to this first.
You're right now that hybrid cars and electric cars are more expensive than regular cars, but partly that's because we haven't increased demand enough for it, that the unit costs have gone down. And the more you produce of something, the cheaper it gets, right? And you remember what it used to cost you for a flat screen TV or a laptop computer, but as volume picked up, technology improves, costs go down.
So, Rick, what do you think? Do you agree with the president? Will the costs go down eventually?
Well, somewhat, but of those 78% of people who said they'd be interested in buying an electric car, about 77% of those would be extremely disappointed because there are only a couple of these things available right now. They've gotten a ton of hype, and the technology is really terrific, but we're talking about the lead-off batter in the first inning of the game here. I mean, this technology is just barely coming to market, and you'd probably have to get on a waiting list if you even wanted one of those cars. I mean, hybrids have been around for more than a decade, and they're still, I think, less than 5% of the total market. So this technology is not even really available yet, and so when we talk about the cost of electric cars coming down, we're talking about a decade or more than a decade before it really gets down into what people would consider affordable, I think.
That's interesting. You think it'll take that long, because right now they're pretty much north of 30,000. So many people are waiting. And that's with major subsidies from the government. Right, exactly. But then the other factor of this whole story, and we were sitting around our editorial meeting all kind of talking about, hang on a second, have you guys seen a few more people on the side of the road because they've run out of gas? In Southern California, let me get a statistic for you. AAA reporting 13% jump in calls from motorists who have run out of gas. I mean, what do you make of the phenomenon of people essentially trying to, go as far as they can with their tanks and running out?
I can only imagine that rising gas prices just make drivers go crazy, I guess. I mean, you're not going to save gas by waiting an extra hour or an extra day to buy it. In fact, if gas prices are going up, it's probably going to cost you more if you wait till tomorrow. I don't know why people will try to stretch their tank out. Maybe it's the same mentality that if they pay their credit card bill a week later, they'll keep the money in the bank or something. Obviously, that's not the greatest idea.
It is not fun. I've done it once. Never again. How about you, Rick?
So have I.
Yeah, we all have. Rick Newman.
I hate running out of gas.
I hate it too. Rick Newman, thank you so much. U.S. News.